All right, welcome to the Talking Drums of Africa. And get this thing started. Right now, we're going to go ahead and start out. Boom, 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 boom. Ay, hey, ay, now. Boom, 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 boom. Ay, hey, ay. Kick your leg out. Throw your hands up. Kick your legs out. Throw your hands up. Let the oxygen flow. Screw this out. Hey, breathe. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now we got that done. Let's get see. You got a word of the day is the Phoenicians, 1500 BC to 300 BC. The Phoenicians were a part of an ancient civilization of city-state and is what now is called Syria, Lebanon, and northern Israel. Migrated from North Africa, the accomplishments of the Phoenicians are great. They created the original alphabet, our number system, and glass making. Phoenicians are also famous for the first people to produce the color purple and using it to dye clothing for the royals. Known not as warriors, but machine seamen, but maritime seamen, the Phoenicians grew their empire not by waging war, but by settling up trade posts, by setting up trade posts. The father of the numbers and the great general Hannibal are both famous Phoenicians. All right. Thank you guys very much for being up this morning. Get this thing started. Here we go. The phrase of the day is goes like this. Do not doubt your own basic goodness, and all in spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. I'll say that again. Do not doubt your own goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, can I learn to trust my heart? Can I learn to trust my heart? All together now. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. Question is, can I learn to trust my heart? All right, who wants to go first?
Grand Rising, this is Kai calling from Kingston, New York.
Grand Rising Kai from Kingston, New York.
So yes, I do believe that we could trust our heart because a lot of us have natural instincts. You know, I think about Harriet Tubman, how she just knew what way to go, and when you watch the movie, even though I know a lot of that was fictional, um, even when she was steered by other people in the wrong direction, she instinctively felt something that told her, no, go the other way. And a lot of us get that, even with children, they usually know right from wrong. Now, they may not have wisdom or knowledge of certain things, but even, babies, they know when they're doing something wrong. Um, so I do think that you can follow your heart. And sometimes we'll get that gut feeling or that something just told me to do this or to not do something. So I think it's really important to tune into your inner self sometimes for guidance, because a lot of times society tells us to dismiss those things. But as a spiritual people, when we tune into the inner self, I think that that's usually the best guidance, whether that's through meditation and you get an answer or prayer, but there's something that's just in us that leads the way. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. We do have that inner strength, and you said it's natural instincts, and used Harriet Tubman as an example, how she would go one way and was steered in the right direction. Others really did not agree. and they didn't understand what she was doing, but they knew she was spiritually guided in some way. And even children know what's right from wrong. Babies, they know the right from wrong. So do we, and we have that inside of us in our gut. We do have to tune into our inner self, as you said, our inner self, and be confident in who we are. Sometimes it's a lack of confidence, and we have to have that spiritual inner thoughts that go out and let us produce in this world that is kind of materialistic, and we have to be able to count on ourselves as well. People are guided by society and going to do what they do, even if they it's right, they'll be convinced that it's wrong and won't stay in with their inner self and what they think and their gut feeling is the correct thing to do. We'll be persuaded to do the wrong thing from the marketing, advertising, whatever the case may be. But yes, you are definitely right. Stay in tune with your inner self. Be spiritual. Go ahead and do the right thing because you know what's right and what's wrong. You know when you're doing it. So keep on that path and you'll be going in the right direction. So thank you very much, Kai. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep on rolling. See who wants to go next. It goes like this. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, can I learn to trust my heart? All right, who wants to go next? Hello, hello, hello. All right. Well, I'll read it one more time just in case we lost you. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, what can I learn? I mean, can I learn to trust my heart? That's the question. Can I learn to trust my heart? Who wants to go next?
Grand Rising, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
This is Shuna from La Sierra, California.
Grand Rising, shooting from La Sierra, California.
Thank you. So yeah, I think we can learn to trust our hearts. We have instinct, like she said, within us that lets us know when we're doing the right thing. And sometimes we do let society dictate what's right and what's wrong, by what's going on the TV or, commercials and on social media and stuff like that, and what everybody else is doing. And you sometimes you stand out, or you the oddball, because you you doing what you know is right for you and not going along with the crowd, what they're doing. So, but you have to be willing to stand out and be the oddball and do you and not do somebody else. And then don't be so uh what's the word? Okay, I'm gonna say quick to be a people pleaser, trying to satisfy somebody else instead of thinking about, what you know is right for you. And that happens a lot of time in relationship. Somebody want to be with somebody so bad, they'll just go along with whatever the other person wants to do instead of doing what they know is right in their own heart. And it'll hinder things that they're trying to do because they're not on their own path. They're getting on somebody else's path when you do that. And you can't progress if you're on somebody else's path. You have to be on your own path in order to progress to wherever it is you're trying to go. So it's okay to follow your own heart and do what you know is right for yourself and in your personal life, in your business life, so that you can make the progress that you need to get to whatever level or next level it is you're trying to get to. So that's what comes to my mind. And I'll be quiet so everybody else can talk. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We agree with what she had said. You know, your society and has a tendency to do things, and you have to agree with that. You do have to follow your heart. You know, they get into you start watching TV and commercials and social media, and you're doing all those things and not really paying attention to what you need to do. And when you're doing that, you have to follow your own heart and do what's right by you. You stand out and be who you want to be. And sometimes it takes to be that oddball. They always say it's lonely at the top. So when you're doing the right thing, some people do, they want to go with the crowd. I think of what say it's got a bunch of cows on the pasture. They all follow moo, moo, all of them in that stuff. They all on the green pasture. All they gotta do is one cow kick out the fence. You got green, and you can go all over the earth and get out. But we'll still stay in that one pack with everybody else, moving around. Even if it's not getting where you still go and stay and go with that. So we have to change that narrative and don't be so quick to be a people pleaser. You say and you got to go with your heart. Follow your heart. Even in relationships, you go along with the other person, even if you know it's wrong, and you have to follow what you know in your own path. And you have to be, and that also goes in personal and business life. You have to stay with your house, your true feelings, what you believe, and what you think you need to go for. I always say, you have to be persistent and consistent and persistent. You have to have a goal in mind, and then you can go ahead and follow that goal, and whatever it is. Don't get distracted and get sidetracked. So we have a lot of things that will distract you, but stay on the straight and narrow, as they say. So thank you very much, Shuna. I appreciate it. And we're going to keep on rolling. It goes like this: do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, can I learn to trust my heart? All right, who wants to go next?
Blessings and prosperity, Sierra Moore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Can you read it one more time, Dennis?
Sure, no problem. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, can I learn to trust my heart?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say that fly by your instruments. Sometimes it's leading you right to where you need to be, and you're straddle. Well, you can straddle the fence. So don't straddle the fence. If you have that warm release where you know that it's the right move you're making, go for it. Don't hold back. And don't let nobody else hold you back from making it. Go all the way in and make sure that it makes you feel good, but not that feeling good type of thing where, oh, it's appeasing. Just that comfort, like with that new child that you know nothing about, but you feel good that you're going to bring good things in that child's life. So I say just go all in, whatever friend or companion that you've been trying to, sorry for cussing, intervene, like have conversation with, just to get to know each other better. Just know that if that's in your heart and that's where you're being led to, and normally you're not led that way, the feeling is neutral, go for it. Don't deter. Trust that it's good for you and it's going to add, not take away, because the feeling is good. The chemistry is good and the natural love is there, and it's mentally and emotional, and it doesn't have to do with physical. It's a mental connection. So that feeling is a good one because they're guiding you the right way, even though you might not feel it in your feelings, they are, but that connection comes and reassure you that this is the right feeling. Go forth. That's all I got for you.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it. You just fly by your instruments. You say, don't straddle the fence. Go all in. Don't let no one hold you back from making it. People will try to discourage you. You know what you want to do. Stay with it. Stay with your heart. Just like you said, with a new child, and you bring the goodness into their life. You know that you're going to get it. Your child, you're going to give it everything you got when they come into this world. You want to make sure they're taken care of because you have a good heart. You want to make sure they're loving and beautiful, and you want to also get to know, if you have in a relationship, get to know each other better. I always say that it takes time. It takes time to get to know somebody. You have those feelings and neutral feelings and the chemistry and the mental is that connection that you have that will guide you in the right direction instead of settling for someone else and over giving and they're not responding. It's a mutual thing. It has to be a balance. So if you got all those things that going together at one point, you know you're going in the right direction. And if it feels good, and most of the time it is, and you both are respectful to one another, it is a good thing. That's even in business. You know, if you feel good about a feeling and chemistry dealing with somebody in business as well as in person, the mental thing, the connection, you got a connection sometimes like, oh, that person over there, you know, they're good. It could be anybody out there. If you have a good relationship with them, it's all about building relationships. Sometimes, you know, we have to nourish that and take it into consideration and go ahead and follow your heart sometimes and make that decision. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And we're going to go ahead and move on, see if anyone else is out there. I'm going to read it again. It goes like this. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. In spite of all confusion and fear, you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. The question is, can I learn to trust my heart? All right. Anybody else out there want to go next? All right, then. Thank you all very much. All right. I'll say it again. Do not doubt your own basic goodness. That means stay focused on what you want to do. You don't doubt yourself. People like to doubt themselves, and we all say that you can have doubt. You want to go ahead and not be guided by society, go in the right direction. You have children even can tell what's right and wrong. We got to be able to do that, and don't want to be a people pleaser. You don't want to have your relationships go on. You want to do these things and respond in goodness in business and in personal life. And when you don't doubt your basic goodness, you're in confidence in what you want to do, in spite of all the confusion and fear, because we will be confused sometimes. We get, like you said, don't straddle that fence because you're confused. You can't go. You straddle the fence, you're not going anywhere. It's going to keep doing the same thing over. You don't know how to make a decision. We got to make decisions in life. And fear is what we said, false evidence appearing real. It's not a reality. It's what's made up in our mind. We can go ahead and make anything happen as long as we believe it, we can achieve it. Go out there and manifest within your mind. Think into results. That's what your mind is for, thinking into results. And we have to do that and make it happen all the time because you are born with a heart that knows what is just, loving, and beautiful. You're born with that. The Creator gave you this to be born with, and He gave you that distinction all from birth. You're born with that before you even come out into this world. You're loving, you're beautiful already. You already know what's right and wrong. So people don't really have to teach it to you. It's already there. We just get so confused with following what society says. We forget the true nature, the truth that we have. As He said, you made in my own image. You're gods, goddesses. You already know what is right and wrong. So you have to just learn to trust your heart. Learn to trust in it. You know what it is? Trust your gut. Have the joy that's inside you. Make every day a great day. What happened yesterday doesn't mean it's going to happen today or tomorrow unless you allow it. Or if what happened yesterday and you want to be in the positive, you can make today even better than tomorrow will be. So you can go ahead and do all things. As they say, when you're born, you can do all things. Like children believe they can do all things. They don't think they can not do something. They know what they can do. They can imagine. The imagination, they use their mind. Then once you have that imagination, you go out and you make it happen. You can create whatever you want. We are creators. The Creator made us. That's why He's the creator of all things. Guess what? You can create things also. Maybe not on the full scale as the creator, but you are a creator. You're born to create things like Lewis Latimer did the light bulb. We have all these things that we can create with the Benjamin Banneker with the almanac and knowing how to design things. Architects, we've got so much talent inside of us that we just need to go out and explore our inner self. And somebody said, go back, look inside yourself. As Michael Jackson said, you got to start with the man or the woman in the mirror. You got to ask them to change their ways. I always say, when you change the way you look at things, the way you look at things change. And you can build relationships. I say it takes time. Take some time sometimes. Get to know that person. Have that neutral feeling, the chemistry, the mental connection. Because that's when you have that. The physical is going to be even greater. You just have all those things before instead of having that quick, oh, that's the person I want to be with. You don't know who they are. And then you get there and it's like, whoa, that ain't who I thought it was. I met a representative. You can't be so quick to jump on it. Hey, take your time, see what's going on. Sometimes you sit back, watch, and listen. I always say the Creator gave you uh, two ears and one mouth. Listen more than you speak, folks. And that's what we have to do. And to also let your heart be your guide, guide it in the right direction. And I always say we are spiritual. And someone else said that too. We're spiritual, and we have to go on and learn from that and go in the right direction. And others may not agree with you. As you say, you might be the odd ball, but guess what? As I said before, you are the leader and you're the guiding of your ship. Let others follow you because you've learned from your education, from your life experiences. I always say that's why we love to travel. Travel gives you a different type of education. You can go to different lands and see different things and see the different plants and foods and people and smells and see the cultural difference. It's all great, and it's all a knowledge that you cannot get in a book. It's the knowledge that you cannot get if you do not go. That's why in the Bible they said everybody went and took journeys to different lands. Nobody stayed still. They took journeys. They had to go other places to learn. That's a learning tool. I think everyone needs to go. This whole big globe out there, they didn't have what we have, the cars, trains, planes. They had none of that, but they still went on journeys. I always say it's not about the destination, it's about your journey in life. Your journey in life will get you to wherever you want to be. And as long as you're doing the right thing, you follow your heart, trust in your heart, and don't doubt yourself. Have the confidence, the self fortitude, the courage to be able to say, I can do this, I will do this, I am going to do this, and then take it and demand it and go with it. Don't let anyone belittle you. You are the creator of your own life. You stand tall when you go into any room. You stand there with confidence. I didn't say arrogance, but confidence in who you are. It's like you're going in for a test. And if you're not prepared, yeah, you're not as confident. But if you prepare, you're going there, I'm going to take this test, I'm going to pass it. And you know what you've done. You put in the work. You put in the work of life. You put in all these things because, as you said, you know, they said in the heart, it knows what's just, loving, and beautiful. And you are a beautiful person. First, people, they think they need to make up and all these things. They even alter their bodies, but the Creator made you beautiful as you are, no matter what it is. Your hair is beautiful, your eyes, your nose, your lips, your legs, your arms, your mind is beautiful. And we have to go back and revisit that and say, yes, I am beautiful. And yes, you are loving. And yes, you know what's just and what is right and wrong. Go back and get into that gut feeling and let your heart and mind go ahead and say, work together and collaborate together so you can go forth and make things a lot better in life. And today, go out there and be that loving person. Today, go out there and talk to people. Go out there and be fruitful and multiply. Go out there and have abundance. Go out there and each one teach one. All these things are talking about communication. Communicating. They didn't say social distance. Where did that come from? Who knows about that's something that was just made up. Hey, we got this virus. That's something. Go out there and make it happen. I'm saying be safe, but go out there and make things happen. They don't even really know what that is. I'm going into a different subject, but you follow your gut, you follow your heart, you make things happen the way you want to. And as long as if you do have a shot, if you don't have a shot, it's okay. You're doing what you need to do because that's what your gut says, and you go out there and you make it happen. Be safe at what you do. But go out there, not all of that. Go out there, inspire someone. Go out there and put some knowledge into someone's mind. Let them grow spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, in all ways that you can. And be, I always say, that beacon of light, that beacon of hope that guides all ships in. Be that bright light out there because you're not straddling the fence. You know who you are. And people need to go know who they are. I always say health, wealth, and knowledge of yourself. Know who you are so you can have that wealth. And then you have that health. You have to eat right, folks. If you don't, your body isn't eating right, it's a great miracle that the Creator has given you. But you had to, what you always say, what you put in is what you put out. That goes in health and in the mind, folks. Whatever you put in your mind, that's what you're going to put out into the universe. What you put in your body, you also put out into the universe. So go ahead and stay focused on what you need to do and stay on your true feelings, stay on your goals, stay on your path, stay the leader that you are, because we are all leaders. We've been following, but as you and your where we are right now, you are a leader. You have children, you are a leader. If you have people that you work with, you are a leader. You're a leader because you have done so much through this life. You went through so many things, and now it's time for you to take the reins and show people who you are. Go out there and lead by example. Be that good person, because you are with goodness. You know, you are the basic goodness, and you have so much more that you can offer the world. So I want to thank everybody for joining in and speaking out today, because you must trust into your heart, because you all have good hearts, because we all here to help someone else. So thank you all very much. And as I say in closing, I'll see you all on the beaches and adventures of the world with lots of money in your wallets, purses, pockets, and most of all, those big fat bank accounts. Have a great day. Bye bye.